Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Superstars of Wrestling Review Series. This one is relatively rare, all the way back to 1987, March 28th, 87, which is one day before WrestleMania 3. Talk about a historic event, obviously, probably the most historic wrestling event, I would say, in the history of 80s wrestling. Certainly, I would say within the more historic, at least to me, than WrestleMania 1, in the sense of more people watched it, and I think even non wrestling fans might know the Hogan Andre series or the Hogan Andre match that took place in that era. Johnny Canine is, who later is known in Smoky Mountain as Bruiser Bedlam, is one of the tag team combatants for the Can-Am Connection, who, in less than 24 hours from the airing of this program, will be taking on Orton and Morocco at WrestleMania 3. Obviously, Orton and Morocco are not successful in that match. The Can-Ams at one point considered to defeat the Hearts for the Tag Team Championships. Martel with some really bouncy drop kicks here. Zinc and Martel only a team for a couple more months when Zinc leaves the promotion. Zinc with some hip tosses and the like early, and they work together really good as a unit. Of course, Tito Santana gets the advantage of Zinc leaving. Punches, the 10 punches in the corner, that goofiness that was so popular in the 80s and 90s, and obviously double team maneuver leads to the win for uh, the Can-Am Connection. Of course, Canadian American Connection is what that's about. Anyway, Ricky Steamboat says that he is ready for Randy Savage at WrestleMania 3, and that he put him on Savage had put him on the shelf for about 7 weeks, but didn't put him out permanently, and he promises to be your Intercontinental Champion in WrestleMania 3. Many people say that is the best match of the time, and Tito Santana up next, oddly enough, with a uh, with a match. Actually, no, that's not Tito. For some reason, I had written down Tito, and that is not the case. Anyway, a uh, enhancement match for Butch Reed. Butch Reed, who could have been, according to some, the Intercontinental Champion after Steamboat had he hung around. Reed with some clotheslines and some power moves. Takes a few shots, and again, big shoulder tackle by Reed. Reed leaves the promotion. On the day, supposedly, he was supposed to win the championship. Don't know how smart that would be, but it is what it is. Body slam by Reed, and Reed manages to go, gets a superplex, and 1, 2, 3, gets it done. And obviously, Butch Reed looks to be $1 million here. They do some hype for closed circuiting for the WrestleMania 3 event, which closed circuit still a big thing till about WrestleMania 6 or 7. I think 6 is the last one because of the international nature of it. The Hart Foundation, Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart, still managed by Jimmy Hart here in 1987, with Danny Davis, the referee, not the Nightmare Danny Davis, at ringside with them alongside Jimmy Hart, and the Hart's not defending the championship at WrestleMania 3. No, Bulldogs and Coco Ware against Davis and the Hart Foundation is your six-man tag team match. I think maybe they didn't want to overshadow the two other championship matches on the card. In this particular match, though, Davis takes a few shots at the guy on the outside. Wearing pinstripe referee pants is Davis, and it was Neidhart who threw the man to the outside. The heart attack by the Harts give them the victory, and Jimmy Hart very happy that he has the tag team champions. They are hyping WrestleMania 3. Jake Roberts says he's going to get his hands on the Honky Tonk Man, and that is at 4 p.m. On that particular day. Andre the Giant says he promises that he is going to be successful in defeating Hulk Hogan, and Says that he's not going to lose 15 years. Heenan not happy that Gene Okerlund tries to talk to Andre instead of him. That's a pretty big issue to Bobby Heenan anyway, but not to Okerlund. Anyway, we move to relative newcomer here as Jim Duggan basically chases off the tandem of the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov with his 2x4. Duggan here only for a little bit as he and Sheik get caught tied up in being in the same vehicle, and Sheik promises to get rid of Hacksaw Duggan, spits at the camera and the like. Hulk Hogan, LJN dolls featured here. One of the Moondogs, I believe it is Moondog Spot, is in a position here. Did not know he was here in 1987 either. But we move towards a Jake Roberts and Moondog Spot match. Spot gets a cutoff relatively early. Odd that Jake is put in that position literally hours, in theory anyway, before WrestleMania 3. Of course, Superstars always taped a few weeks in advance the majority of the time. But anyway, hard shot by the Moondog, and Moondoggy Dog is managing a body slam and kind of gets a second rope leap and nails the snake with that for a minute, but Jake out the back door. Jake obviously with the short clothesline, fighting from his knees, short clothesline, and eventually gets the DDT on the big man. Jake looks to be in prime shape going into WrestleMania 3. Speaking of WrestleMania 3, Roddy Piper has his final Piper's Pit. He really is very emotional. If you've never seen the final Piper's Pit the day before WrestleMania 3, it's worth going out of your way to see. He thanks the fans in a sincere way, and I believe they, in some versions, although not this one, did the I Did It My Way Sinatra song to denote. Gene Okerlund with a WrestleMania 3 report. He talks to various celebrities, or talk about various celebrities. Jimmy Hart tries to get Mary Hart, no relation, to join the Hart Foundation, which would have been funny. Bobby Heenan is told to learn respect by Aretha Franklin, also funny. Gene Okerlund trying to do the best he can, bigger, badder, better than ever, WrestleMania 3, trying to get fans to pay attention. The Junkyard Dog does a promo here. He refuses to bow to the King Harley Race. Junkyard Dog on a downward spiral. I'm actually looking forward to doing a full deep dive into Mid-South, because they say that Dog's best work was in Mid-South. And so since he joined in 85, just kind of looking at him in the years before, since I haven't seen the full Mid-South run. Seen bits and pieces. I think I've seen most of 82. Do not remember ever seeing 83 through 85 consecutively. So that's going to be an interesting run, thanks to the WWE Network. And Bob Uecker and Mary Hart, both excited to be parts of WrestleMania 3. Uecker would be back for 4. Hart would not. King Harley Race gets a match here. Of course, Race, called the King of Wrestling after being, I believe, a 7-time NWH champion. I believe that's right. 6 or 7 times. And then, of course, Flair beating that. But Race was such a big deal, even here in 87, getting injured in 88. But dropkick by Jim Powers, and Harley Race prances around after kind of brushing that to the side. Race with a beautiful belly-to-belly suplex. Race is deceptively powerful. Got to meet him one time. Did a seminar with Harley, and Harley was a phenomenal fellow. Just really a cool guy. Anyway, one more run at the various places you can get closed circuit. All the major buildings can get you a closed circuit. Obviously, they closed the program with a Hulk Hogan interview. Hogan promises that he knows this is the biggest match of his career. He knows he has to and will beat Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3. Of course he does, prophetically speaking. And we move to the end of things here. And we'll be back with more right after this.